these changes. So, I'm really excited too. I'm not an expert or anything. I'm just someone, I would say I'm just a hardcore casual. Does that make sense? So we're going to go over the changes for Shadowlands, and this is the perspective of someone who I've been playing since the end of Wrath. I used to raid at a high level because of my health and my eyesight. I don't anymore, but I'd like to go back to it. We're going to go back, we'll talk about it in pretty general terms.
Wrath was still the best, except when it first came out.
So, let's go ahead and pull up these patch notes here, shall we? Well, they're not patch notes. We're just going to go to general changing. This was the unpruning of abilities. Actually, let me just go back to general.
I guess you would say Shadow Priest? What class do you main?
Oh, main. Currently Shadow Priest. And when I was a competitive raider, I mained Retribution Paladin and Holy Paladin. I've also mained Druid for a period of time. I've mained at some point I've played everything at a pretty high level, except for Demon Hunter. I have not played Demon Hunter, can't help you, can't even. So I probably should level 1 at some point, just so I'm not so fucking clueless about it. But pretty fucking clueless about it.
Loved my Druid. Next. Guess you would say Mage?
Hang on. I want to go back to the main page. 1 second. Because this is generalized and I don't want that.
It does sound badass. I didn't get into the play too much, but
I guess we'll just start. Let's talk very generally about general changes that are happening before we get very class specific. One of the most important things that's happening to me is they're sort of starting to unprune the abilities. So, if you remember Mists of Pandaria, I had 100 keybinds and there were tons of abilities. And then in Warlords of Draenor, they kind of decided, no, nobody gets anything now. And it's been the same kind of, not anything, but they really did go and prune the abilities. And this is their reasoning. Announced at BlizzCon in 2019, unpruning, a core component of Shadowlands class design, will bring many abilities back to the base classes. These are abilities that had been relegated to specific specializations or removed entirely. Once again, the spec choice will supplement the core class rather than restrict it. Thank you. Click below. Okay, so we're going to talk about this, but I want to get to the unpruning first, actually. So I'm just going to go to Shadow Priest quick because I know the most about it. Actually, I'm going to talk about Druids real fast. We're going to talk about Druids real fast because I happen to be on a Druid. So, Ferocious Bite, Bark Skin, Cyclone, Stampeding Raw, and Iron Fur, which is amazing, are all we're going to be able to use them as Moonkids now, as Resto Druids. I'm really excited. These changes and the changes to the global cooldown, I honestly think are just going to be massive for Druid. Really, honest to God, I do. I'm just so excited. Heart of the Wild is returning as a talent for all specializations, so if you don't know what Heart of the Wild was, it was a talent. You could become further adept in caster form. So, if you're a caster, when you're using Regrowth as an ally, the initial heal will always have a critical effect on the cast time of Regrowth reduced by 50%. If you're in Bear, the maximum health while in Bear form is increased by 15%. You gain 5 rage while in Bear form. And so, getting told to ice your hand. Yes, ice your hand. Affinity talent. So these were things like you could play Guardian Affinity, Balance Affinity. They now have extra utility. So Balance Affinity, you get to learn Moonkin Form, Star Surge, Lunar Strike, Soul Wrath. We also get Typhoon back, just baseline, which I'm very happy about. Don't listen to my dog, she's dying.
Fire and Ice will be coming back. Nice.
Ursula's Vortex is now baseline. Cast a Vortex of Wind for 10 seconds at the destination, reducing the movement speed of all enemies within D. So you can see in PvP, this has Massive, massive. So, balance. We get Wrath and Starfire back, and they're also granting lunar and solar eclipses. So they're changing the way we do eclipses now. So if you look on a druid now, hi, I'm Fakey the Balance Druid. Nice to meet you. There is no real eclipse states. Our dots don't do shit for damage. The real are, yeah, before Shadowlands, before Battle for Azeroth and this kind of thing, like in Cataclysm, what you would do is you'd start casting either Moonfire. So Moonfire would move you towards a lunar eclipse. If you casted Sunfire, it moved you towards a solar eclipse, and then you get different abilities in lunar eclipse and solar eclipse. They totally got rid of it, as you can see. There's no more eclipses right now. You literally just cast Solar Wrath, which does no damage. All of your damage is right here. It's Star Surge. It's literally all your damage. And a few of these abilities, so your concentrated flame is what's... Filler spells for Moonkin are absolutely terrible right now. Your Star Surge doesn't really do any damage. Your Lunar Strikes don't really do any damage. So these abilities are honestly going to be so important for Moonkins. And then one of the other things that's going to be so important, besides Covenants, is the fact that we're going to get the fucking... I think they're taking Berserking and Celestial Alignment off the global cooldown. So now I get to go back to making a macro where I pop this, and then I immediately get to cast. So right now I have to go P, L, do this. Eclipses are coming back in Shadowlands. So we're going to have Eclipse states again, which is good. That makes me very, very happy.
That's big.
I wish I had the Shadowlands beta to show you, but I don't. So, Villav, good morning, beautiful. How are you? She's in her house pouting. Okay. So we get stuff here. Starfall's returning to the version we used to have. It now extends. So Starfall used to extend our dots up. Moonfire and Sunfire are dots, which is amazing. Guardians got Renewal back as a talent, which heals them for 30% of their maximum health. I wish I had access to the talents of Shadowlands and I could pull it up for you, but I don't. Resto is getting Swift Mend. It heals a hot now, or on the target to heal them. And Nature Swiftness is returning, which grants them an instant cast on Regrowth, or Res, or Entangling Roots. I'm awesome, honey. And Nourish is now a normal talent, which is fantastic. Does anyone have a class here that we haven't talked about that you want to talk about? Because otherwise, I'm gonna go right to Shadow. I'm gonna go right to Shadow Priests.
Fire and Ice is making a comeback. See that on the mages?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, mages, Frostbolt, Fire Blast, and Arcane are gonna be. No, I'm on War. No, I'm on Wowhead. They're Wowhead ads. Sorry about that. Monks got the least changes of anybody. They are basically copy-paste BFA monks, except that Mistweavers got nothing. They're still not offensive at all. They can all use Expel Harm, Fortifying Brew, and Spinning Crane Kick, which will help a little bit. Alright, let's get to the nitty-gritty here of why I'm happy. Let me log off this character real quick. That's right, sit your adorable owl butt down. Ah, yes. Have you guys had any Twitch ads happen during this stream? I haven't rolled any, obviously. Goes without saying, I would think. Okay. Worship my transmog? Alright. Oh, let me move the gold, too. There you go. Oh, wait. No, wrong. That's right. Okay. I need to go back to a target dummy. And I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So, well, not in the middle of nowhere, really. I just need to go back to target dummy. We're going to go to Stormwind. But while we go to Stormwind, we're going to talk about the changes that have happened to Shadow Priests. So, these changes, it doesn't look like a lot. It is massive. Priest, Mind Blast, Shadow Word Death, and Shadow Word Pain are all baseline now. So, what had happened was they had taken Shadow Word Death, which was kind of like the Priest Execute, although now it works a bit differently, and I'll explain that to you in a minute. But they had taken Shadow Word Death and made it a talent. And quite frankly, compared to the DPS uptime of Auspicious Spirits, it wasn't worth it. So, you can see what it does in BFA, which is a Word of Dark Binding inflicts to targets. You can only use it on people with 20% health. In Shadowlands, it's gone back to an older version of itself, which is a Word of Darkness that causes 16.5% spell power damage instantly and additional shadow damage over time. So it's gone back to, and this gives it different utilities in PvP. So we also get Power Infusion back, Praise the Damned Sun. This was taken away from us in Warlords of Draenor. You get, infuses you with power, increasing your haste and your insanity generation by 25%, by 25% for 20 seconds. I cannot even begin to tell you how massive this is for our normal rotation, for our ability to do burst damage with Mind Blast again. Right now, currently, Mind Blast is something you get, but you spec out of, basically, to get Shadow Word Void, which is, you need it. You can't not have Shadow Word Void. Good morning, Miss Trin, how are you? We're going over patch notes for Shadowlands. So, currently you have to do that. It replaces Mind Blast. It's big, it does a huge amount of damage. So I'm really excited. Circle of Healing is baseline for Holy, which is fantastic. So Mind Blast, it's amazing. Blast the target. I'm just so excited. We're gonna talk about priests in detail because there's a lot more happening to them. One of the most important things is we're gonna go to a training dummy so I can show you the big difference here.
Did they fix Elemental Shaman?
We could talk about shamans. I haven't played a shaman in a couple of expansions, to be honest with you. So
I love Boop, but they nerfed them bad.
Well, Boop was an enhancement shaman, first of all. Work up from that, think it was only 8 o'clock and your living room died. Well, you caught us, baby! You caught us! We're just going to go to a training dummy real quick so that we can talk about these changes and these differences, and I can show you how Void Form works now, and how it's going to work in Shadowlands. And again, I wish I had access to the Shadowlands beta. I don't. They don't love me. Huh. How are you? How's Cora and Matt and Jack and the Bun Bun? I think I covered every living person thing in your house.
See, I don't like early access crap because you do all that work and then it's gone.
Okay. I'm going to show you why it's been a bit tough to be a Shadow Priest in Battle for Azeroth. And really during Legion 2, particularly in BFA. So, the way that current Void Form currently works is that a Shadow Priest builds up their insanity to the point where they can actively cast Void Form. Okay? So, I am going to use this. What this is something out of, it's one of the Azerite traits. It lets me generate insanity faster. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to use it. So if I don't use an Azerite trait, okay, this is how you build up Rage right now. Dots. I have a talent that puts all my dots, put those dots up at once. So you have both your bolts. You can see you can see how long without the trait. Okay, now I'm in Shadow Form. You can see I just got Shadow Form off. If you look at the DPS meter, you'll see it rise exponentially when I'm in Shadow Form. Mind Flay is your filler spell. But eventually what's going to happen is this is going to drop off. Especially because I'm not using the Azerite trait. It's going to drop off pretty quick. And then what's going to happen is you're going to lose your Void Form and all your DPS is going to go to shit. Like that. And now you're out of Void Form. Friday morning. Can you be here Friday morning? Now you're out of Void Form and you do the whole fucking thing again. Mind Flay does very little damage. Okay? What they're doing now, thank the gods, is instead of having to do this, having to cast it, Because if you think casting this in Battlegrounds is fun, you're wrong. It's a button now. So you hit it gets a minute every minute 30, every minute 15 seconds. You hit it, you're in void form, which is honestly fucking amazing. Like, you can see where when you have to generate stuff like that, no one's gonna take you on a mythic dungeon if they're pushing keys. You know what I mean? No, it's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. So, I'm hoping that these changes, and there's some other changes happening to Priest as well. In fact, we just look. There's a lot happening. So, ignore all this. Okay. Priest global cooldown changes. The following, I don't care about spiritual. So, Desperate Prayer. We are getting so much back, and I'm so fucking excited. And I get to be a priest again, which I'm really excited about. I bet you're ready for her to be here. Desperate Prayer increases your maximum health by 25% for 10 seconds. Instantly heals you for that amount. Amazing. So, I'm also couldn't be happier about this. For a couple of expansions now, priests have only had one fucking shit heal, Shadow Priest. And it's Shadow Mend. And it sucks. And it sucks. And it damages you. And I hate it and it sucks. So, hey dude, how you been? Nice to have you back. Welcome, my love. We are going over Shadowlands info. Right now for Shadow Priest in particular. So I am very excited to know that I'm going to get Flash Heal back. It's very costly, as it should be. Mana should matter. Honestly, I haven't worried about mana on a Shadow Priest in like 5 expansions. So Flash Heal heals you for 203% of your spell power. It costs 3.6% of your base mana. We get it all. Okay. This is for... I'm going to go over Shadow right now, and then we can... Holy Novas, that's another... Mass Dispel. So now we can get Mass Dispel too. So we have the potent bonus. I guess there's ranks now again, like there were in Classic. Mind Blast again. We still have Mind Seer. They changed Mind Soothe, although I very rarely use Mind Soothe. I'm so excited about Power and Infusion. Our Power Word Shield. There's our Psychic Scream. There's our Shadow Fiend. We get Shadow Word Death back baseline. I couldn't be more excited.
Shadow Word Death is huge.
You can see that the and Smite is a holy thing. What's everyone think about? Oh, it's so cold I actually have to shower and change.
It is cold out.
I think you should go to the gym just because you're probably going to get to the point in a couple of weeks where you're not going to want to. You know what I mean?
Kingpin, we're always pleased to have you back.
Stop, please. Don't just pay attention to her because she's barking. That's why she barks. What happens if we move to an apartment? Alright. So, I'm really excited about this. We get Body and Soul back. It's a talent change. So, I guess this is changing. Cardinal Mending. This is for the healers. So excited. This is one of the things I am the most excited about for them. And I can't remember if we get it as Shadow or not. But, Thought Steal. Mama, I would think that that's it's different when there's if someone who's not your mother has a different authority figure. Ooh, so we're gonna go over the talents. This is all disc. This is Holy, which I'm excited to start healing in Holy again, because apparently Holy is gonna be competitive. I'm really excited. So we're gonna compare these talents to the current talents. Alright, so level 15 is Fortress of Mind. Mind Flame, Mind Blast, deal 10 more damage, Death and Madness. If a target dies within 6 seconds after being struck by your Shadow Word Death, you gain 4 Insanity and the coolness of your Shadow Word Death is reset. I mean, I could see this as a PvP talent. I was just saying that, Caribou. I know why people have issues with it. I have issues. It has a special place in my soul. Exactly, Baker. You're not gonna... Once this baby comes, I don't think you're gonna be going to the gym for a while. Or hanging out on Twitch. So, I would enjoy the personal time to yourself, because you can pretty much kiss it goodbye. Which is why I never had kids, because I'm selfish. I'm very selfish. At least, well, I'm not selfish, like, with money, or, like, I've helped people, or let them live with me if they needed it. I'm selfish in the sense of, okay, well, I want to clean now, I want to play World of Warcraft now, I want to hang out in streams now. I kind of want to do what I want when I want to do it. A terrible attitude for a parent. Tragic, which is why I didn't do it. Alright, people. One of the biggest things I'm so fucking excited for. I know I keep saying I'm excited, but they have done so much to Shadow Priest. We haven't even gotten into Covenants yet. This is just baseline shit I'm getting back. Oh, exhausted puppies are happy puppies. I can't say it clearly enough. If your pupper is just tongue out, exhausted, laying on the floor, within reason, obviously, you don't want to, hurt them, but that's a good pupper. Alright. Dark Thoughts. So this is new. Let's go to the talents first, and then Unfearing. After casting Vampiric Touch on a target, your next Vampiric Touch within 8 seconds is instant cast and deals... Ooh. I haven't done any theory crafting or trying out these, so when we get into Shadowlands, I'm going to do some more reading too and theory crafting, and we'll talk more before show. We're going to get the Shadowlands hype up. Alright. Body and Soul, this is what I currently use. Your Power Word Shield and Leap of Faith increase your target's movement speed by 40%, because, honestly, if you're a priest, you know you have no movement speed increases. Hey, that's my... I used to main a Blood... I can't get on the account right now, but a Blood Elf Retribution Paladin. Don't teach him to... people say teach your dog to protect. I mean, I get the inclination. My instinct is to not do that. It teaches them to be possessive. It teaches them to not socialize well. I really encourage people to not do that. I really do. I think people... Here's what I think. People like the idea of, oh, my dog will protect me. When you don't realize the consequences of when you've taught a dog to be like that. So, when you have your dog protect you, and then you want your parents to come over, or you want your friends to come over, or you just want somebody to be able to come to your house. Just be careful. I would just say that. Yeah, and that's what you should do. Just make sure that the dog gets along with the child, and that's... Don't focus on protection. You guys protect. It'll take, of course. I mean, it would take me a while to get used to having a baby in the house. Screaming and smelling and... keeping me fucking up at night? Hell no. Sand Lane, this is new. Reduces the cooldown of Vampiric Embrace by 45 seconds and increases the healing done by 45%. So if you don't know, what Vampiric Embrace does is it's our only heal that we had left. So it fills you with the Embrace of Shadow Energy for 15 seconds, causing you to heal a nearby ally for 85% of any single target damage spell you deal. In PvP and in certain situations, raid-wise, this is a massive, massive cooldown. Big cooldown. So I can see certain situations where if you're a raider, and I can see maybe them having you take this, but I would think it would be incredibly situational. And same thing with if you're in arena and you have, depending on the comp you're in, and somebody else has other things, and you are the defensive end of it, I could see this maybe. Other than that, I don't really see a lot of people taking this. Intangibility. Dispersion heals for 50% of your maximum health over duration as... Whoa! So, this is honestly a big, big talent, especially in PvP. So our Dispersion is like get out of jail free card, essentially. So you disperse into the Shadow Energy, reduce all damage taken by 75% for 6 seconds, but you're unable to cast attack spells. So, increases movement speed by 50%, makes you immune to all movement impairing effects. And Void Form's Insanity Drain is temporarily reduced by 100%. Here it is. Basically, you're getting trained. You do this. Chris, this mouse is dying. Here I am. So what this talent would do... This mouse is dying.
That's not good.
No. And so this would heal you. It would heal you now for 50% of your maximum health and has 30% reduced cooldown, which is massive because, as you can see, it's got a 2-minute cooldown on its own without anything, affecting the cooldown or bringing it down. So, level 30, we have Twist of Fate. After healing a target below 35%, you deal 20% increased damage and 20% increased healing for 10 seconds. This is only going to get taken in situations where you're going to be on a raid boss and that boss has a stage that they're going to be below 20% for a long period of time. Then you're going to get your use out of it. But I can't see a universe where you take this talent just because you want to take this talent. Misery, Vampiric Touch also applies Shadow Word Pain to the target. This is the talent I use currently. Just parsing wise, it does the best. Parsing is just a fancy word for what performs the best DPS wise. I also like that it's passive. I have one less button to touch. Searing Nightmare. Instantly deals 75% shadow damage to enemies around the target and inflicts them with Shadow Word Pain. If the enemy is already afflicted by Shadow Word Pain, Searing Nightmare is increased by 100%. So, this is not good unless it's another situational talent. Where if you are in mobs, you're going to have a lot of trash, you're going to have a lot of mobs that you're going to have to melt. I can see this being taken in certain mythic dungeons where you are just going to have to melt these trash mobs. But other than that, I don't see it. Our other dog was very protective. My bulldog was protective of me, and I didn't. It was, it's an issue. That's the thing, though. Do you want that? Don't you want your husband to be able to get in the bed, or if you have little kids, you don't want that. At least I wouldn't want that. To each your own. You do whatever you want.
Trey, if it's still hurting this afternoon, go get checked out.
Yeah, for real.
It happened at work, therefore they should be covering
Fuck them.
Everything.
What workman's comp, buddy? He was allowed to get in bed? Alright.
I've never had a dog tell me I can't get in bed. But that's not saying that the dog actually gave me a bed to get into.
Well, these are PvP talents. This is the PvP row. So, Last Word reduces the cooldown of silence by 15 seconds. Mind Bomb replaces your Psychic Scream, so inflicts the target with a Mind Bomb after 2 seconds, or if the target dies, unleashes Psychic Explosion, disorienting all enemies of the target for 6 seconds. I've been using Last Word. I actually think today we might do some PvPing. I might screw around with some fun talents like this. This seems like more of a fun talent than anything else.
Yeah, but Trey, there's also sprains, there's pulled muscles, pulled ligaments. Be careful.
And you get Psychic Horror, terrifies the target in place, stunning them for 4 seconds. I haven't used that either. Maybe we'll screw around. Draco, welcome in, welcome in. Oh, by the way, we're down to 80 kisses. 10 kisses. Yes, we're gay if you're new. Very. Subs get kisses. We're 7 subs away from a Twitch Sing stream.
How many are we down to?
70 kisses left. Alright. That was all the PvP stuff. This is level 40. So you have Auspicious Spirits. Your shadowy apparitions deal 25% increased damage and generate 2 insanity. This is the target I use. This is the talent I use. Psychic Link. Mind Blast deals 50% of its damage to all other targets affected by your Shadow Word Touch within 40 yards. I'm actually going to start screwing around with that PvP talent a little bit. Just because I think it might be fun to do. I think we might switch up our talents a little bit before we do this. Shadow Crash, in the right situations, is very good. I actually switch into this sometimes. Well, I'm glad we could have you here. I like saying people's names right. I want, you're important. So your name's important. And if I do say them wrong, yeah. If I do say it wrong, I like to be corrected. Again, this is Hurl. It's slow-moving shadow energy at destination. So, again, this is a useful talent where you're on a you're gonna have a lot of trash mobs, and that kind of thing. Level 45, Damnation instantly afflicts the target with Shadow or Pain, Vampiric Touch, and Devouring Plague. We're gonna talk about Devouring Plague in a minute because we haven't had that for about 3 expansions, and we're getting it back, and it's a big, big, big deal. Mindbender replaces your Psyfiend. It's just a stronger version of your Psyfiend. Your Shadow Fiend. Sorry, Psyfiend's a whole different thing. Don't listen to me. Void Torrent. Channel a torrent of void energy, dealing 500% shadow damage over 4 seconds. All of your shadow damage over time effects are refreshed on the target. I'm gonna lie to you. I haven't messed around with that talent a lot. This one just seems. Wait, where are we at? This is the 4th tier. So let's compare this to what's going on right now. I mean, the 5th tier. So right now, you have a choice of. Obviously, we're getting Shadow Word Death back baseline, so this is gone. Shadow Crash. Let's see. Ooh, get over here. There we go. So, Damnation is a new talent. Instantly inflicts them. Mindbender is not new. And Void Torrent. The last row, Ancient Madness. Void Form increases your critical strike chance by 30% for 15 seconds, reducing by 2% every second. Legacy of the Void. Void Form no longer has a duration, but your instantly will drain increasingly fast until it reaches 0, causing Void Form to end. While in Void Form, you gain 1% haste every 2 seconds, and your Void Bolt will also refresh the duration of your Devouring Plague on the target. This talent, I don't think Blizzard's figured out what the hell they want to do with it. You die, essentially. So, you instantly cast Void Eruption on the target, dealing 95% shadow damage and activating Void Form. For the next 25 seconds, your insanity-generating abilities generate 100% more insanity you can cast while moving. If the target does not die within 25 seconds of using Surrender to Madness, you die.
Oh, so that's literally
it's literally death. I mean, you can see it has huge power, but I've never used it. I've never seen anyone. Other Shadow Priests that I've talked to or dueled against, I've never seen anybody using it. It's just, I can't imagine if you're in a raid. Yeah, very high risk, high reward. Fun. I will say that. It does seem like a bit of fun. In the sense of, alright, you know what? Fuck it. God hates a coward. Let's go kill somebody or we're fucked, right? I get that. And I kind of get it from as Buccaneer and I were talking about earlier, I guess I sort of get it from a fantasy perspective of being a Shadow Priest, of that being a gamble you would take. But practically speaking, no, I've never used it.
Well, I see it as you're going limb in limb with someone, and they're towards the end and you're towards the end. It gives you that last ditch effort.
I could see it in PvP, but again, I mean, if someone pops a heal or Battle Masters, you're fucked. Exactly. And again, what a beautiful way to put it. A dangerous, forbidden technique. And that fits really well into the fantasy and the lore of a Shadow Priest. So I get it from that perspective. The real world applications of it, I can't imagine a world where your raid leader is really fucking happy that you took that talent as a last tier talent, as opposed to Ancient Madness or even Legacy of the Void.
No, but I could see it very much in PvP.
But I could see it in PvP, and I could see people having fun with it. Ability changes. So Dark Thoughts has changed. So for each of your shadow damage over time affects your Mind Flame, Mind Seer have a 3% chance to trigger a Dark Thought. I don't know. Dark Thought. Increasing the number of charges of Mind Blast. Ooh. Can be cast instantly. Can be cast while channeling Mind Flayer, Mind Seer. Holy shit, tacos, people.
Wow.
Holy shit.
That's going to be big.
This is bigger. Devouring Plague. We got it back. They took it away for a couple of expansions. It afflicts the target with disease and instantly causes shadow damage plus an additional 4 shadow damage. And it heals you for 50% of the damage dealt. So, yeah. We know that Dispersion changed. I guess this is a Dispersion rank 2. Void Form's Insanity Drain is temporarily reduced by 100%. Right. removed. So they got rid of Mastery Madness. Okay, so I guess this has been removed. So now it's Mastery Shadow Weaving. This is our new mastery. Your damage is increased by 4% for each of the Shadow Word, Pain, Vampiric Touch, and Devouring Plague on the target. During Void form, all targets receive the maximum effect. I don't know if that's going to make Mastery worth pushing on a Shadow Priest now. I have not pushed anything but Haste and some Crit for years. Because that's literally all that mattered. I don't know. Holy.
That's almost.
And we've got.
Back to the
I guess we're getting. Well, yeah, we've got ranks again too. We got a Shadow Fiend now generates 3 insanity each time it attacks. Shadow Mend has been. I thought they removed Shadow Mend because we got Flesh Shield back. I don't know. Vampiric Touch rank 2. If your Vampiric Touch is dispelled, the Dispeller flees in horror. Ooh. Consequences for PvP. For the duration of Void form, your Eruption ability is replaced by Void Bolt, sending a bolt. Yeah, okay. A lot of the stuff is changing because we're going to talk about Covenants. Covenants are important. So, Ancient Madness, Void form increases. So, this changed. Damnation is new. This is new. We removed. I guess this Dark Void was removed. Death and Madness. If a target dies within 6 seconds of... Oh, yeah, we saw that. Okay. We removed Lingering Insanity. That's good. We removed Shadow Crash. I guess Shadow Crash... Okay, new Shadow Crash. Oh, this is new. If Shadow Crash hits a lone target, they suffer 35% increased damage from your next Shadow Crash within 15 seconds, stacking up to twice. So, if you're a PvPer and you can get somebody, like, stuck behind a pillar, that would be very, very strong. We saw that. Okay. I want to talk about Covenants real quick, because it seems like a lot of people are not quite sure what's going on with Covenants.
I don't understand them at all, really.
Well, for the last couple of expansions, they have been operating on sort of these borrowed power systems. Like, we had artifacts in Legion, and this expansion, we have our Azerite traits. And the newest system is Covenants. So, one of the core systems in Shadowlands is Covenants. Players will choose one of 4 different Covenants for their character to ally with. Necrolord, Kyrian, Venthyr, or Night Fae. Their chosen Covenant will grant various perks and rewards to a character, as well as a Covenant signature ability granted to all members of a Covenant, and a Covenant class ability granted to all members of a Covenant of a specific class. Many of these abilities are still in progress, with some having already been announced by Blizzard, while others have been data mined, and may or may not bear any resemblance to their final versions. While Blizzard seems to intend that the players choose their character Covenants based on aesthetics and philosophy, concern has been voiced about players that they need to choose a Covenant based on the performance of the Covenant signature and class abilities. There is also concern that a player may unduly be punished for choosing the wrong Covenant and deciding to change. Blizzard has reassured players that changing Covenants is not hard. We're going to talk about that because I know the answer to that. Will come a character wants to rejoin a Covenant they had previously left. Right now it's about 2 weeks. The concern about relative power of Covenant signature and class abilities remains. For more, okay, here we go. So this is the Covenant overview. In the Shadowlands, okay, here we go. What are Covenants? In the expanded world of Azeroth, the Afterlife exists as a series of countless interconnected realms, controlled by one of the 4 powerful groups. These groups, called Covenants, each hold their own purpose, responsibilities, and focus, fulfilling crucial roles in the smooth operation of the Afterlife. Souls cross into the Shadowlands to be judged by the Arbiter, who assigns most souls to the care of a Covenant in that Covenant's realms. These souls work out their burdens, and I'm gonna show you the videos too. From in the Afterlife. Souls cross into the Shadowlands to be judged by the Arbiter, who assigns most souls to the care of a Covenant. In that Covenant's realms, these souls...
Hey, Flaming Ninja!
Hey, Ninja, no worries! As a powerful hero, you step in the After... Okay, choose wisely. So we got these 4 Covenants. I think instead of doing this, I'm just gonna do you one better. I'm just gonna do you one better. I think you're allowed to do this. Credit to World of Warcraft. So, we have these Afterlife trailers of the 4 things. If we don't have to watch them all, if you don't want, there's only 3 out right now. Honestly, this is the best one, in my opinion. This is for the, Arden Wheels, the Druids and stuff.
The wild tremble before
If you know, this is Ursoc. This is awesome. Basically, he just ends the Emerald Line there. Get ready for some feels. I'm warning you right now. Feels. They're showing you each of the 4 covenants. This is the Night Fae. Yes, you do, Pookie Bear. I love you and I've missed you so much. By the way, the 29th, the week from this Sunday will be our sub voice chat. In case I forgot to say that.
Again.
And if we make the Twitch Sings goal today, that will be done next week. I've missed you, Pookie Bear. This is anima. It's not water. It's like souls of the dead, basically, that are fed to the keepers of the grove. Feed them to keep the souls alive, like Ursoc. It's a bit morbid, actually. You'd think druids would live on something less vampiric.
Friend. My queen.
The art is so
protect
good.
These souls through their winter. I shall see them reborn in their spring. No matter what trial I face. I swear it, my queen.
These are like the big souls like Ursoc. We're gonna follow the 4 main huge characters who go to the Shadowlands until they come back. Like Ursoc.
And dream.
The Winter Queen.
Season after season of this drought.
Remember, the machinery of the maw is broken, so the souls aren't going where they're supposed to go. So there's a drought.
So little. I know.
If you don't know, Ursoc is one of the biggest main characters of World of Warcraft. He's a pretty main character. And this is a new character named Arelon. Or at least I hadn't heard of him.
It must be done. Reclaim everything from this grove. Everything.
No! This is my grove! You will not destroy them!
Arelon, we are not your enemy.
Anyone who threatens my grove is my enemy. I swore an oath. My queen. I kept faith. All this time.
Play with
you
me,
would
Pookie
save
Bear.
us. And now you send scavengers to my grove? Why?
She looks so good. Yeah, absolutely.
You saw what is to come.
Arden wield is.
I'm looking for people to raid with. I have Alliance and Horde.
It must be saved. The queen is
My alliance is better geared.
Hunt.
The Wild Hunt. Someone call CD Projekt Red.
Your grove, so that others might live.
Will you sacrifice one soul for the forest entire? Or will you keep your
Oh,
oath?
it says negative 2 hours to go. I'll tell you in a minute.
Your heart is pure. I will honor your choice.
One last time, you serve the wilds. You will not be forgotten. Forgive me, friend.
I mean, just 10 out of 10. I think this is so good. It makes me want to play the Night Fae Covenant and get into the story.
I will hunt for you, my queen. For Ardenweald, and for the souls we can yet save. I swear it. I swear it.
There's 2 more of the Covenants. We can just watch them if we want, but we don't have to. But, though, that's sort of the idea behind Covenants.
So wait, the queen took his soul?
Ursoc is dead, according to that. I hope that's not the case, but Ursoc's
in life, I was dropped.
yeah, if anybody,
of the
it's either
Frost Wolf
exclamation point
clan.
Battle Town or Battle
A warrior who gave
If you
everything.
want to make Alliance, I'm on Sargeras. If you want to make Horde, I'm on Airy Peak. But it doesn't matter the server in
What
retail.
matters
We have a classic guild, so if you want to play classic, it's on Adiesh,
But
and I will
was
invite
not
you to the guild.
done fighting.
Do you guys want to watch the other videos? We don't have to. I mean, we can.
In life, I was Draka of the Frost Wolf clan.
This is Thrall's mom.
A warrior who gave everything to protect what mattered most.
Adiesh.
But I was not done fighting.
Horde. Good server. Met a lot of fun people.
Maldraxxus, where the armies of the 5 houses once stood side by side to protect the realm of death. It was here I served the House of Eyes. A strange fit for a warrior's soul.
Again.
Their ways were not mine.
Faster. Again.
Eventually, this life after life began to feel right.
The House of Plagues lies in ruins. 1/5 of Maldraxxus wiped out.
It's hard to believe they could be so careless.
Perhaps they weren't. No matter what happens now, Maldraxxus must stay true to its purpose. For if we fail in our duty, the Shadowlands will fall. I believe the House of the Chosen still stands with us, and I trust you to deliver this to Margrave Crexus. Now, go. And Draka, be watchful.
They never... I'll give World of Warcraft one thing. Like, the cinematics are always 10 out of 10.
My brothers, I am on urgent business. My lord! Hurry! There could be survivors!
So, these are the traitors you spoke of.
I would not let such Urgura prevent me from delivering my lord's final message.
Ordeals such as this either break the sword or strengthen it. I offer the key to saving Maldraxxus.
I am sorry, Margrave. He gave me no key.
An unyielding
You're the key!
warrior with the skills of a master spy. A key to many things. Come, our enemies will strike openly soon. We must prepare.
Well, we've already watched 2. There's only one more. I guess we'll watch it.
Andraka,
They haven't come out with the
once
fourth one
of
yet.
the Frost Wolf clan, now Baroness of the House of
Yes.
the Chosen, and most
No,
of all,
no,
a
no,
protector
Don't
of
listen to him.
Maldraxxus.
It's that. Do not listen to him.
Don't listen to me.
Wait. Rosie! Uther. This is Uther. What do you mean, what's the battle net? Oh, by the way, real quick, pause it. The sub thing says -2 hours. It's wrong. No. Battle.net's WoW's thing. This is Battle.net. Rosie, stop. The challenge isn't over. It's not over till the end of this stream. So, about an hour left to get 7 minutes for a Twitch Sing stream.
Light, save my soul.
Uther.
Where am I?
Welcome to Bastion.
Rose, I'm watching. Shush.
You
I
led
haven't
a
seen this one.
truly selfless life, and for that, you have been chosen
Chosen?
to shed your mortal burdens and join the ranks of the Ascended,
This is the Kyrian.
serving to ferry the souls of the dead
Okay.
unto the Shadowlands.
I serve the light, and my work is not done. There is an evil that must be...
There is no evil here. The darkness was sealed within the Maw long ago.
Good girl.
All wrong. He destroyed my home, murdered my people and my king. He must be punished.
You are an aspirant now. You must accept your new purpose and purge
Cool.
yourself of this desire.
Let me know when I
for
can invite you to the
vengeance.
guild.
What I desire.
I got a
Is
left healer that's almost
justice.
40. So we can do stuff together.
Devos, why are you training this soul? It is beneath your station as a paragon.
He cannot let go. He continues to demand retribution for his death.
And this concerns you? Many souls take eons to ascend.
Yes, but this one seems broken, Thenios. Unlike any soul I have seen. I have begun to wonder whether he was
Definitely.
deemed worthy of Bastion. By mistake.
Be careful, Devos. I would not let the Archon hear such a thought. In time, he will forget. Trust our ways. Trust the path.
Devos.
How long must we train?
Until you are ready to ascend.
And what is keeping me from ascension?
Nothing but the memory of your mortal life.
How can I forget when I can still feel his blade?
Your soul is wounded? Who did this to you?
He was my student. He betrayed us all.
Show me.
If you do have questions about the war, I can't recommend Noble's channel on YouTube.
The runes on his blade were unmistakable. This dark agent runs free on a mortal world with the power of the Maw itself in hand. Our realm is imperiled.
Impossible. The Maw
So no one
is
believes that the Maw is
inescapable.
escapable.
You must return to the path.
If he had purged his life, we never would have known of this calamity. The path is flawed.
Enough!
People don't like it when you tell them they're wrong,
Order of
especially
the
religious
Shadowlands depends on the execution of our eternal charge. You will abandon this course.
As you command, my Archon.
Uther, the time of your ascension has come.
I thought I was not ready.
Do you wish to see him punished?
I do.
Then prepare yourself. The moment he falls, we will claim him.
There's Arthas.
I see. Only darkness before me.
Now, cast him into the maw. Return him to the darkness he served. His eternal suffering awaits.
He was my student.
Remember what he did, and take your vengeance.
Not vengeance. Justice.
Steven, how are ya? Yeah, it's still well.
The fucking boy, very cool.
And they haven't come out with the fourth one yet. But it's cool, right? It makes you want to fucking... makes me want to play anyway. It really makes me want to kind of fucking go into the story of these covenants. Dude, but that's what covenants are. Anywho, there you go.
You kind of ruined a little bit of Uther's holier than thou attitude.
Yeah, a little bit. But anyway, so that was the covenants. But from a player perspective, they have different abilities, soul binds, and rewards. I guess for me, I don't care what a game looks like. Like, the graphics don't bother me. Do I think they should update them and it would help their player base?
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me as a player, I don't care.
But with how big the world is, they couldn't have you playing in something that graphic. And there's no servers that could handle it.
So here you go. Necrolords were Maldraxxus, the ones you saw. Night Fae was Ardenweald. And the Venthyr we haven't seen yet. That cinematic hasn't come out. Hi, Drake. Consider it done. Princess Paisley says, hi, Mr. P.
Hey, Paisley.
So renown is basically to progress through the system of your chosen covenant. You need to earn renown. It's reputation, basically. So you get deeper connections with your soul binds. And so, unlike Azerite power, though, renown's not an open-ended grind. It's based on your covenant campaign and 2 weekly quests. Also, unlike Azerite power, be a weekly cap on how much renown you can earn.
What's renown doing?
Making things stronger.
Okay.
Basically, yeah. It's considered a currency, so it'll be stored, those separate currencies.
But you can build it up.
The cutscene threw you off? Yeah, those are the stories for the, So, those are the stories there. But, I could see where I'm, like, I'm excited for a lot of things. I'm excited for the changes to Shadow Priest. I'm excited for the changes to... I think there's a lot that's going to happen that's really good. I'm a little bit...
nervous?
I'm gun-shy about the Covenants just because I've seen where this has gone before. You know what I mean?
They could screw everything up real quick.
I don't think these borrowed power things work all that well, to be honest with you. Did it help, really? Or does anyone have any questions that I can answer?
So, like,
because we can go back to
if you're this warrior one, right? If you're Thrall's mom.
Well, they're the Necro Lords.
If you're, like, worshipping her cult there, does that mean that, like, you're a warrior that can go in stealth now?
Let me see what the class ability is for them. Hold on. Necro Lords. Roll character. Can you just tell me the fucking...